Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well. Today I'm going to be talking about my just raw and real, unedited, unscripted feelings on moving next week to a different state and a different part of the country and during a pandemic. So I've been wanting to move out of my parents' house for a long time. It's not even been a want, it's been a need. For years, I have been trying to figure out a living situation that is not with my parents for many reasons. If you hear the cats meowing, they're over there. And I live in a very expensive state. I have always lived in New Jersey, and New Jersey has very high cost of living and rent prices because a lot of people live in New Jersey and work in New York City or work in Philadelphia. Most people where I live work in New York City. Like, everyone's dad basically worked in New York City growing up where I live. Like, my dad worked in New York City. Like, my neighbor's dad, he still works in New York City. A lot of people I went to school with, now they work in New York City. How many times am I going to say New York City? We're very close to New York. So the area that I live in, basically, it's farmy, it's suburby, it's a suburb, and it's close to New York City, but without the New York City chaos. Like, you can have a lawn here, you can have a few acres of land here, and still be able to commute. So it's a pricey area, and it's basically impossible, not even possible at all, to get a one-bedroom apartment for under $1,200. So that is just not something I can afford. And even with living with a roommate in New Jersey, it's like $800 to share a two-bedroom apartment and share a bathroom and stuff with another person. So obviously, I can't afford that, and also I wouldn't want my quality of life to suffer living with a roommate, because I've had that situation before and it has not worked out. So I found an apartment in North Carolina, and I applied and I got it, and now I'm moving. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I am excited, but how do I describe this? There's just a lot of weird feelings that go along with moving. I'm excited and I'm grieving and I'm happy and can't wait, and I'm terribly anxious and sad all at the same time. I'm really, 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 really sad to leave my therapist that I have been working with for 4 years now. We have clicked so well. We have had a really good working relationship, and I am nowhere near done with my therapy. My trauma therapy has barely just begun. I have come so far. People who have been subscribed to this channel for years, since the beginning, will know how far I've come, and it's really sad to leave this therapist, and I am really, really sad to have to leave. I mean, this therapist, it's such a grieving process. One of the reasons why I wanted to stay in New Jersey so bad, in this area, is so that I could still see that therapist, and it was very hard to come to terms with and to accept that I have to move and that she can't be my therapist anymore. It's very sad. I've cried a lot about it. I've cried a lot about moving in general. It seems like the pattern will be I'll have a good day where I'll be excited and packing, and then I'll have a day where I just cry all day, and then happy, excited, packing, and then cry. And it also just comes in waves, out of nowhere. it's a quarantine right now because of the coronavirus, so I can't see like many of the people that I love here and that have become family to me in New Jersey. So that's hard. Yesterday I did see one of my best friends, Zoya, and we didn't hug or anything. We didn't like go close to each other, but I cried so hard. Like, we were having so much fun just hanging out, whatever, talking, and then when I was about to leave to go home, I started bawling and I couldn't calm down, and I was crying for like the rest of the night, and on the phone with my therapist, because then I was crying. I was trying to get phone coaching. I do DBT, but I was crying then because who am I gonna call when I'm in North Carolina if I can't call that therapist, or I can't just go over my friends' houses? It's hard. And I have found a new therapist in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm very happy about that. She does the same kind of therapy that my therapist now does, which is actually really crazy to think about because it's a specialty. So I do dialectical behavioral therapy in conjunction with prolonged exposure therapy. So the fact that I found a therapist that does both of those modalities and, like, you know, takes a double-pronged approach to treatment of BPD and PTSD that way is really good. But I don't know, going to therapy, you really have to mesh well with the therapist's personality. Like, both of it has to be like this give and take. It's like a dance, like, not to get all hippy dippy on you, but it really is like this very, I don't know, it's almost spiritual, when you're telling someone all the intricacies of your life, and sharing your trauma and being so open and vulnerable about things that give you shame or other really yucky, uncomfortable emotions. And then to have that therapist there who understands. And, you know, for me, I use humor to cope, and my therapist has a very similar sense of humor to me. So I can make these jokes, and I don't know, it flows really nicely, you guys. That's why I've been seeing this person for therapy for so long, because it's just like a sweet spot that I've never experienced before with any other therapist that I've had for long term. So, yeah, those are just kind of my thoughts. I'm also kind of just like in denial, I think. Like, I don't think it has fully hit me that I am moving in 6 days across the country. Yeah, because it happened so fast. So fast. But those are just some of my raw thoughts. I don't know if anyone's gonna watch this. I mean, whatever. I don't know if anyone could relate to this. Either moving across the country, moving to a different state where you don't know anyone, finishing therapy, or having to find a new therapist. It's just, it's a lot. So thanks for listening. Thanks so much for listening. And I will talk to you guys soon. Stay safe and be well in this quarantine. Bye.